What's up, geeks and gamers? My name is Draymond, and welcome to Thorium Gaming. We're back with episode 11 of Light of the Azure, our attempts to stabilize the Great Vortex and free Ulthuan of all the corruption and the misguided efforts of the Lizardmen. But who knows what goes through their mind, aside from bite and scratch in the case of the Saurus warriors. They're kind of bred for only one particular purpose. Last time, we did fend off the forces of chaos and a Druki intervention force. We lost the Glittering Tower in the process, but we can rebuild it. And we have to keep it, Lothern, and I believe it's one of the gates? Yes, the Griffin Gate. For 4 more turns, and we will complete our second ritual. The Lizardmen are in the same place, and so is Nagarond. What we may end up doing later on is going all the way over here and trying to sack the Dark Elf capital. We haven't had to worry about the Skaven, the Ratmen down south, because they've lost a few of the ritual sites before, and they're fairly behind as far as the ritual goes. We do have a bunch of elven lords, like Agnew himself, going out and searching the waters for treasure and different things that have appeared in the ocean. In this case, a lost convoy, so 5,000 extra gold pieces. That doesn't hurt us at all. And we do have, I believe it's Phoenix? Or it's Oric. Going up the western coast of the island towards this mysterious island. Hopefully it'll be some more gold and goodies. And up north, Chaplain Grimaldus has a choice to make. Do we finish off the Druki on the island and take them out of the Griffin Gate? Or do we go east? I'm really tempted to go east and fight the scaling. So, Chaplain, that's now your job. Go off and decimate the forces of the scaling armada. Chaos worshipping pains in the butt. They're raiding, sacking, and pillaging all northeastern Ulthuan. Not a good thing to be happening right now. We do have a hero that hasn't moved yet, and that's Senina, of course. And we're going to get her to block that army, if she can, but apparently not this turn. As for our research, we did unlock Military Advancements 3 last turn, so we are going to go with Drummers. Make our White Lions, Swordmasters, and Phoenix Guard units a little bit better. Give them speed? Yes, speed. That definitely helps. We could go with Upholders of Order, but right now it's not too big of a deal. One of the things I did want to look into is, can we start bringing a bunch of these people into our confederation? I believe Yvres has a good chance of doing it. They're 13th in strength rank. They do have some big armies which could hurt our treasury a fair bit. But we gain access to a lot of other things.
How can I assist?
Avalorn?
To the Phoenix Court?
Avalorn has a big chance, and they own most of the inner island, so let's take a shot. They've rejected it, so we will try for Yvres then. And they want us to join the war against the Pirates of Sartosa, which we don't really want to do right now, unfortunately. Illyrian and Kothique both like us. I wonder if we can get one of them on board. Alright. So maybe instead, we will go over and swap this to Upholders of Order. Our Phoenix Guard units and everything are holding their own as they are right now, so we don't have to boost them too much. I do eventually want to get a few army stacks around Lothern and the other possible cities that could come up as far as holding the ritual goes. We're going to have to wait again to get towards the Glittering Lighthouse, because the Druki decided that they wanted to burn the city down. And we didn't really have much options. We had to let it happen so that we could engage them on more favorable terms. But we can start reigniting the flames of all the elven cities. I don't know if that's the right way to put it. Probably not, but we're going to go with it anyway. And now we are down to under 1,000 gold. So I believe between Chaplain up here, I think there is a skull reef, and they are, of course, the ones that give us a lot of money. So we'll be able to take care of them, and probably get some gold out of it, too. Don't know what the scaling are doing, but let's advance the turn and see what ends up happening. I don't remember if Avalorn and Yvres are actually at war with one another right now. I know our reputation with them is deteriorating a little bit per turn. We can fix that with influence, but I don't know exactly where we're going to start stealing the influence from. We might have to send PC back out of Chaplain's army to start gathering some influence from the Phoenix Gate. And their army stacks aren't that bad. I mean, they're not great, but they're not that bad. I was really hoping they would have done a little bit more to help us out when the Chaos Invasion came in. Can't really rely on the fickle High Elves for very much, can we? But they aren't representing the entire island. They are simply representing their own little province, so they can be forgiven a little bit. The Deadwood Sentinels are a faction of the Druki. I'm kind of curious what they're doing up there. Are they actually at war with all the Norse? That would make sense, but I'm not entirely sure. And it looks like this Druki Lord is coming out and headed towards one of our cities, so I guess we're going to pull Chaplain back and get him to deal with that particular stack. I'd rather not have to recapture a bunch of cities up north. And the pirates, are they coming back or are they fleeing back to Sartosa? Looks like they're leaving and heading to Sartosa. Do like the fact that all of the minor little places that are not central to the old world are being shown in this particular campaign map. A lot of the time you don't get to see the Southlands or anything to the southwest of Ulthuan. Most of the original Fantasy Battles game focused around the old world, which is all well and good because most of the armies are over there. It's just nice to see everything else kind of pop up. So I have gained a rank. I think we're going to grab Unifier. We were worried about our diplomacy, and that helps us out a lot. Of course, we did skip the Bloodline of Venarian because it reduces public order all over the place. So let's just take quick stock of what we're doing. We do have Auric sailing the coast to try and get this mysterious island. It's going to take a little bit of attrition, but after that we can put him up in one of the cities and have him possibly go over and start fighting the Druki on their own shores. And we got a Blade of Darting Steel plus 8 melee attack. Let's actually go into our heroes and see who's got what. Agnew doesn't have anything yet. Chaplain Grimaldus has a Blade of Leaping Gold, which is far better. PC's got a Blade of Darting Steel. Sunshine has a Reaver Bow. Phoenix has the Ogre Blade. I have Sunfang, of course. So, Auric, congratulations, you get to hang on to that weapon. And while we're at it, we can possibly give... You know what? Sinia, you're mostly there to boost your fellow elves. We'll give you that. And we'll give you some glittering scales, just to make things a little bit easier. And Auric, you can have the Helm of Discord. There are a ton of different items you can pick up in the game, and it's very hard to keep track of them all. Once we start boosting everything up with all of our characters, they tend to start striking out a fair bit stronger. And it looks like the scaling all merged into one stack and decided that it just wasn't worth it to try and keep fighting the elves. So Chaplain, let's get you to go back this way. I believe Torinlak's walls are up, so they will have to build some siege equipment. If they go for the Shrine of Khaine, we'll be able to intercept them. Hopefully this forces them back towards the Phoenix Gate itself. Then we don't have to worry at all.
Can I offer assistance?
I would really like to get Chaplain some better troops. He's not using the worst troops, of course, but we could drop these normal archers out and give him something like maybe another dragon or some chariots or something. That would definitely not hurt. And Agnew, are there any other islands that are nearby? Doesn't really look like it, but that looks like another skull reef. So we're going to get you to sail off. I know it takes you kind of out and away from everything.
Protector of Ulthuan.
Sunshine, we can't really do much with you this turn, because we are short on cash for all of the fighting that we had to do. But that will build up as we go along. And once we start getting some more trade goods in, will definitely help out. It's going to be a couple of maintenance turns, keeping everything all together and ready to go.
Champion of the Ever Queen.
You know what? We've got to take out that Phoenix Gate eventually. I'm going to start heading up to join Chaplain. We can initiate a siege, and hopefully take the Druchii clean off Ulthuan. Let's take one more shot at getting Avalorn on our side. If we can confederate with them, we will have the entire center of the island. And apparently they didn't like that, so let's try Yvres.
What brings you? I cannot do this.
Doesn't really seem like any of them want to join us right now. And I don't want to take over Kothik because they're doing a good job holding the scaling off, or at least giving them something to think about. So we'll advance the turn and see what ends up happening. There's only 2 more turns left before our ritual completes, and once it does, we will get a boost to our relations with all other elves, which helps. And there's a couple other things that happen with it. And of course, a really cool cutscene. So, there's that to look forward to, even though we're doing a lot of maintenance right now. Not entirely sure what Kothik's up to. I would be going after those scaling that were destroying my shores if I was them, but who knows? It does kind of worry me that they've got one army that's got a whole lot of magical power. 2 Swordmasters of Hoeth and a Mage in that one little stack. It's a lot of heroes. Usually try to keep it to 2. Heroes are great, especially the Lords, who can ride special mounts and everything. And the Mages, of course, bring a huge amount of magical punch, but they're just one person. So it balances out. While they can take on a unit by themselves, if they get swamped, eventually they're going to get paper cut to death. Some Great Eagles and some Swordmasters in that stack. Not too shabby. Kind of wondering what these Druchii are doing. Deadwood Sentinels might be going after the Norse, and it looks like they are. Not going to complain about them fighting one another. Alright, hopefully we're able to intercept before they take the Shrine of Khaine. If not, Chaplain Grimalis will have to go and fight for the Shrine of Khaine again. Would not be the first time, and definitely won't be the last time that Chaplain has to rebound and take back something. Alright, so Chaplain Grimaldus. You can't engage them this turn, but you will be able to next turn. They are probably going to assault the Shrine of Khaine, and we'll have to deal with them afterwards. And the shrine itself isn't too strong.
Ulthuan Prince.
We can actually make it so that they have to fight us as well as the shrine. As long as we're in reinforcement range of the Shrine of Khaine, it should work. And Auric, let's get you to head into the Salvation Islands right now.
Tyrion.
From there you'll be able to do a lot of stuff. And I'm going to continue up this way
My journey begins.
and support Chaplain when he goes after the Phoenix Gate. The gates are incredibly tough because of the monsters and elite troops that are in them. If you look here, we've got, what, 4 units of Blackguard of Naggarond? Pretty much their version of the Phoenix Guard. They got 2 units of Harganeth Executioners, incredible greatsword infantry, kind of like our Swordmasters of Hoeth. A bunch of Black Ark Corsairs, and Scourge of Khaine. What's the Scourge of Khaine? Oh, that's their race. But they got a lot of Black Ark Corsairs, dark shards. What's really worrying is they have cold knights and war hydras. So they have a lot of monsters. And this army stack itself, not too much frightens me, because we have a guy on a dragon. But those war hydras are very tough. And back down south, we are going to send Agnew up to get that Skull Island. Skull Reef. It's a little out of the way. And we may end up sending him off to disrupt the Skaven forces way down south. The Southlands are huge. So we might end up sending him down there. We might get him to go over and meet up with Teclis, who is down at the Shrine of the Stars down here. The Lizardmen are up here. That's where they're casting their rituals from. And of course the Dark Elves, the Druchii, are way up in the northwest. In the cold, bleak frost. Doesn't help us too much. We have to eventually deal with them in one way or another. We can't just hope that we can get more fragments and deal with the armies faster. We're going to have to go. But for now, we'll end the turn and see what they do. It'd be really nice if Avalorn, which is the seat of the Everqueen, at least on Ulthuan, there's a lot of crossover with the High Elves and the Wood Elves. It's a little confusing at times. But it'd be nice if the seat of the High Queen aided us a little bit.
I make no promises of aid.
So Nagaryth, what do you want? You know what? I'm okay with a military alliance for a couple hundred gold. You guys only have one settlement right now, and if we bring you in, confederate you, doesn't hurt. And I would rather do that than straight up destroy you. Because fighting other High Elves is kind of silly. Your Vrest is kind of being aggressive against both Avalorn and Kothiek. Maybe there's a war brewing there? And the Druchii are actually fighting the Norse, which is kind of sad. Looks like their lord is going to head towards Toranlek. With any luck, I can intercept him. And I'll take care of that. Then we can both move on the Phoenix Gate. And the Pirates of Sartosa are coming back with a Fire Mage. Probably one of the best human wizards is the School of Fire. School of Heavens and School of Light are awesome, though. So, Senina has not moved yet. She's been attacked by the Death Hag. So you're going to wound that Death Hag and call it done. I gave you a level Senina, so what am I going to give you? I'd be really tempted to grab something else from this first tree, but if we grab Evasion... Yeah, we're going to grab Evasion, because then we can grab Earthing on her next level, and Power Drain. Give her a lot more magical power to play with, and reduce her miscast chance. Fiery Convocation is not bad either. Summons a giant phoenix onto the field, and it's just awesome. Because let's face it, you're summoning a phoenix. And PC has leveled up again, so we're going to continue with the theme and grab him some more armor, make him incredibly tough to hurt. You'll go there. I'm wondering if we can actually make the attack.
By Asurian.
I don't think we're going to make it in. But if we do, that's a dead Druchii stack. And we didn't. Shame. So we only got 3 more turns on Upholders of Order. And 1 more turn on the Ritual. So that'll complete this turn. Let's continue moving Agnew up. Make sure that he's able to grab our Skull Reef and get us a lot of money. Maybe we'll just send him up north and do a bunch of cleaning of the ocean. Because that looks like another Skull Reef up there. So that's a lot of money just sitting out waiting to be grabbed. Better us than the Druchii or the Norse.
Can I offer assistance?
And we only have 69 gold pieces, so unfortunately, Sunshine, sorry, you're not getting any more troops this turn. But let's end the turn and 3 rituals will complete, as well as everything else. And of course, I forgot to move Auric, but he's just going into the Salvation Isles to sit tight and relax, sort of. It'd be really nice if that Yavresian army hits the Phoenix Gate. If they take it, or if we take it, it's eliminated regardless. More than that, though, they're allied with us in a military alliance. So is Kothik. So if all of those armies come in together, we only need to send 1 stack in, and we will get some computer-aided, well, other provincial-aided forces to help us out. It looks like Yvres is going for the Phoenix Gate. Might be why their other army stack is moving up north, too. I may have been reading way too much into a dire situation that wasn't so dire. And he's just going to go back and head towards the shrine. I'm almost tempted to let him take it so that we can pin that army down and eliminate it while I go over and deal with the Phoenix Gate. But something makes me hesitate to do that. I think either way we might lose it, because the battle for it is going to be extremely one-sided. And again, the pirates keep coming over and then heading out, and then coming over and then heading out. I have no idea what they're up to.
Finabar the seafarer, the reigning Phoenix King, was called upon to reveal the 2nd shard of the Star Crown. The wave fragments are cast so the tides move at the seafarer's command. The living king has done his part. Now it is time to evoke the royal spirits of old.
Alright, that's 2 down, and the ritual of the Seafarer is complete. Finabar has given over his piece of the crown, and now the old Phoenix Kings are going to go in and take care of the rest, I guess. Alright, so all other major ports have been revealed. So if you've got a port, it's revealed to us. That's in an effort to make sure that people can see one another. And it looks like Negarond and the Lizards will complete theirs as soon as their turn starts this turn. So we're slightly ahead. Chaplain, you can't really get
Making my way.
into combat with him,
Shield against the darkness.
but perhaps we can pin him down between multiple forces. So I think that's what we're going to do. I'll block him from the seaward edge, and you engage him. If he does end up fighting you, we might just fight that battle, because it could be entertaining. Auric, let's get you into the city. Our upkeep went up for some reason. I'm not really sure why. So we're losing a little bit of gold right now. But we can get rid of most of the ill effects by capturing the Skull Reef. Gave us a war banner and 10,000 gold pieces. So I'm really okay with that. And then we're just going to send Agnew up to grab the other ones, because it makes sense. But while we're doing that, there's another one there. Sunshine, you might actually have something to do for right now. Run out and grab that fell cargo. Hopefully it's something good. Some bonus experience and 2,500 gold. Definitely not shabby. Alright. We've got Deadeye ranked up for you a whole lot. We're going to turn you into sort of an Illyrian archer and give you an elven steed. You've got Bowmaster and Inspiring Presence. Essentially, you are great with archers in general, But now you're even better because you can shoot and move, shoot and move. It's pretty awesome. Let's take a look at our cities, though. Is there anything that we can upgrade to increase our gold per turn? And there's definitely a lot that we can upgrade to increase our gold per turn. We're going to need an elven embassy here pretty quick in the Glittering Tower when it's up to the point that we can restore it again. And we'll throw another plaza there, and that'll give us a little bit more money, as will some elven artisans. We can upgrade the metal and the plaza. And it's your basic taking care of all your minor stuff. We'll still be in the green, technically speaking, but it's going to hurt our treasury a little bit. Let's go on and see what happens with this Scourge of Khaine stack. And I know I say it pretty much every episode, but I'm so impressed at how Creative Assembly have translated some of the big pieces of lore and the fluff around it into the game. It looks beautiful. So Illyrian has declared war on Carond, and of course we're going to enter this war on the side of our ally. They are Druki, so Auric might have something to do on the west coast. And Tor Asur has declared war on Clan Pestilence. Asur is one of the groups of elves that lives out in the colonies, so they're not actually near Ulthuan at all. So let's see what this army stack decides to do. It might take to the water and leave? Possibly. But that's just going to leave us open to let Kothik chase them. And Chaplain will go and start the assault on the Phoenix Gate. And hopefully I'll be able to back him up. It'd be a tough fight otherwise. The only thing that worries me at all is those Cold One Knights and their ability to get around our flanks. Otherwise, not so worried about the War Hydras, to be honest.
Lilith blesses us.
Alright, so Ritual of the Seafarer. We get Public Order +4 all provinces for 5 turns. Exodal and Negron completed theirs. The Egghole faction has been destroyed. And now we have to complete the Ritual of the Scholar. So that'll be next up in the list.
Your behest?
Alright, Chaplain, we are going to send you towards the Phoenix Gate and you'll deal with it there. I'm going to stay up here at the Shrine of Khaine
Entering the garrison.
to see what that army stack does. Nina, what can you do for these? Oh, I don't want you to block Imager's army, and you could steal technology if we had the money, but we don't, so you're not going to. We are definitely low on funds. Might have to drop out a unit or two, temporarily at least. And you know what, Sunshine, since you can now get access to the better Lothern Sea Guard, let's drop out the lousy ones and send you back to Lothern itself, and that'll be that. The simple addition of shields really does help. And Agnew's got a fairly specialist army. Might bring him around to help out with the siege of the Phoenix Gate. And we got a Talisman of Endurance, a 15% ward save. Unless Chaplain Grimaldus has one that's better, I think that's going right to Chaplain, because he's the one that's doing a lot of our fighting, so let's find him in the list. He's the Lore Master's Cloak. Eee, tough call. He's incredibly resistant to magic, but the Talisman of Endurance is a straight-up ward save, so all damage. And that he's on a Sun Dragon. Yeah, we're going to give him the Talisman of Endurance. And to swap that out, we're actually going to give the Lore Master's Cloak to Senina. She's eventually going to get in on the fighting too.
Can I offer
And Chaplain is 20 out of 20 on his units, which is kind of unfortunate. Leadership +4, but we can get a War Banner for Leadership +5, which will definitely help. I do want to keep the Lichborn Banner and the Alliance Standard, because those two are really, really awesome when you're dealing with the Druchii, and we are definitely going to be dealing with the Druchii, and well, they do not have a hero in there, so it might not be as bad as I was imagining. There's a little island over there.
You need me?
Alright, Oric, you can sail out and see what's up with that island. Then you, amongst other people, might head over and take on the Broken Lands. That'll happen at least a couple of turns from now. Not too worried in general, but after the ritual is complete and all that sort of fun stuff, we'll see what happens. So let's end the turn. Let's see where we go from there. It's been a lot of upkeep and busy work. But last time we had a ton of fighting, so it does balance out in the end. And Kothi is going to head off the Scourge of Khaine, maybe? Possibly? Now, if Illyrian decided to sail west across the ocean, that would be fantastic. Take the fight directly to the Druchii instead of waiting and hoping that they do something silly. I think Yvres is going to engage the Phoenix Gate pretty quick here. So we might just have Chaplain Grimaldus siege it on the next turn and see what happens. Pirates of Sartosa are taking advantage of Yvres being distracted. And the Scourge of Khaine, where are you guys headed? Apparently out to open water. They might just be saving the army stack, I don't know. I think their last settlement is the Phoenix Gate, so what they're going to do with it, who knows. And Yvres has allowed the humans to not only land on Ulthuan, but take a city. That's definitely not good. So the Cult of Pleasure is confederated with Clark Heron, which means I think we're at war with the cult now. And we got Upholders of Order. And Agnew has earned his sea legs. So that's all good, well and good. Now we're going to... We could go towards spy networks, which would be good. Could get Maritime Empire. Let's grab our drummers now, then we'll grab Maritime Empire. That'll save us a little bit of work. Alright, Chaplain. Go to your normal stance.
No mercy.
And head up towards the gate. We will see what the Scourge of Khaine does when I leave the shrine. Of course, I'm going to stay in normal stance so that, if need be, I can get back and fight immediately. And Agnew, you haven't taken any attrition damage at all. So let's send you towards that Skull Island, and maybe you'll encounter the Scourge out on the open water, in which case, you can fight them at sea and probably win. And Senina, we don't have enough gold to get you to do anything. Is the land around the gate tainted? No, it is not. So we're just gonna have you chill for the moment. And Auric, go grab that mysterious island. Hope for some extra coin. Yeah, 1,500 gold doesn't hurt.
We rest here.
And then we'll send you back, because you're going to be taking some attrition, which sucks a little bit. But a couple of turns spent in the Salvation Isles will make up for it.
Traveling.
I think we're going to wait until next turn to cast the Evocation of Vol. Because during siege battles, yeah, we're going to wait until we get actually into a siege battle at the gate. Unless Yvres tackles it for us. But let's advance and see what is what. I think Kothik is actually going to try and head off the Druki. But they're taking a lot of attrition for apparently no good reason. It doesn't make sense to me, but then again, they are very small. Perhaps they're right. Okay, that was the worst Treebeard impression ever. But still, I tried. I tried hard. Don't judge me. And it looks like a regular old party up at the Phoenix Gate. Normally, I would not fight this. We are well outside in the balance of power. But as we're coming on for reinforcements for Yvres, it's a fairly substantial and solid army stack. Let's do it. Alright, we're going to be arriving from reinforcement on this side of the map here. So our troops are going to rush this wall, essentially. Chaplain, PC, you boys are going to be doing a lot of work up on those walls. But we're going to let Yvres take a lot of the damage, at least to start.
Son of Ulthuan.
Where are their dark shards?
Son of Ulthuan.
And drop in there. We'll group our forces up as best we can while they're still advancing. But we're going to send our mighty heroes first. And Chaplain has basically cleared this wall already. Normally I despise siege battles. They are something I'm not very good at. But when you have heroes like this that are mounted on great eagles, everything is awesome. I mean, look at that. Great Eagle just charging right through the ranks of the enemy and decimating them. And 2 more seconds, and you can drop fire down on the Hydra. And then you can go over and take care of those other dark shards. While we're thinking about it, though, let's advance our archers up within range of the walls. We pretty much stop the towers from doing anything detrimental to us in the long term. And our heroes are definitely doing some work. Don't really need to use this potion right now. He's kind of just taking names. Oops, that's a little bit low, but I mean, look at that. It's kind of clipping into the wall a little bit, but that's okay. So beautiful. And that's not even the biggest dragon we have available to us. That's the little guy. It's one of the sun dragons. It's not a moon dragon. Or even a star dragon. It's just one of the little guys. You know what? That is okay. Our archers are probably going to start lighting up here pretty quick. I mean, some of the work on the character models is just gorgeous. Executioners to Harkonneth, Dark Shards with shields, and of course the Blackguard of Naggarond. Alright, Phoenix, we'll get you to go over there, and PC, let's get you off the wall so you can get another charge in. The reason I'm pulling Chaplain back is to breathe on those Blackguard of Naggarond. Help open up the front gate a little bit. Our troops can come back. There are big bonuses for charging.
Be merciless. Asur.
Let's activate Foe's Seeker on both of them if we're able to. PC really hasn't taken enough damage to warrant using a potion yet.
The weaklings use missiles.
Brave but foolish there, Executioners.
Noble prince. Look out! Missile fire!
Wonder how the fight on the other wall is going.
For Ulthuan.
Because over here, it's pretty much just an arrow slaughter fest.
Incoming!
Actually, let's have you guys charge back in on those Dark Shards.
Our resolve is failing. All is chaos. Take cover! Enemy fire! Archers! Sinner!
Order our archers to specifically target things now, see if we can break them.
Retribution!
The only thing up here that really worries me in any sense is the Blackguard of Naggarond. Even the Hydras right now don't worry me so much.
Time to go.
You guys have broken the gates. Why aren't you coming in to help?
I won't die here. Our strength is waning. The cowards attack your command. I will not die today. Very well. I sense defeat.
You know what? Let's just activate that, because you're up against some Harkonneth Executioners.
Asur prick. For order. Archers, understood. Following orders.
Alright, I think it is time for us to get into this full.
Allies are fleeing. Cravens. Archers. Rout. Loyal. Odious Druki. Our allies are cowards. Onward. They attack from afar. Allied units flee. Our allies are fleeing.
So to the walls, brave elves, to the walls.
Craven. Our allies rout. Our allies abandon us. Our allies are cowards. Our allies
Let's send our first set of archers up, since we have ladders on the walls now. And our heroes are pretty much clearing out the walls for everybody else.
The weaklings you
At your command.
Chaplain is breaking the enemy on the walls. Definitely doesn't hurt. Of course, dragon, so there's that. And the advantage now is that the Cold One Knights cannot use their incredible agility against us because they can't get up on the walls. Meanwhile, our dragon can. So Chaplain, let's have you come back over here, and PC will get you to come here to spread your leadership bonuses a little bit. And then our Armored Elves. Let's have you go up on the walls there. Those Illyrian Reavers got decimated. No. Archers, stop. We want you to climb the walls. Don't want you to go up like that. Looks like we've started the route on the inside of the compound.
The battle is lost.
A lot of Druki have died.
Our allies abandoned us. Excellent.
Let's break the deadlock at the gate in the way that only a dragon and a griffin can. Oh, it looks like they're coming up on top. So, if they're deciding they want to get involved in this fight like that, we can do that. Go get them, guys.
Ever vigilant. Noble. At once.
Just gotta watch their health so that we don't end up with a wounded lord or hero.
Spearman.
Didn't exactly play this precisely right. Got some archers that are in close combat now, which are deaths that don't necessarily need, but the elves without the armor are going to get replaced anyway, so I'm not too concerned. I'm just liking it because it's a chance to end the Scourge of Khaine on Ulthuan. And if we look down here, there is just a bunch of bows and arrows firing off again and again and again. Any chance they get, they quickly fire off. PC, why are you out of the fight now? I want you to get back into the fight with these guys.
Battle ready. Your will. I shall.
Not really much these Blackguard can do now. They might be the chosen of the Witch King, but there's only so much you can do against overwhelming odds.
Our allies rout. I have killed enough.
I won't die here.
It shall be done.
Okay, let's see if we can set up to help out our buddies who are over in the center.
Defending order.
Never mind, that would be victory. We've completely routed the Dark Elves, the Druki. We killed a lot. 256 and 143 for our heroes alone. That was impressive, and we're going to force labor.
My strength is rewarded.
And that should eliminate the Scourge of Khaine, for the most part. I don't know if their ship is going to constantly take attrition. They do not have a city to fall back into now. Are you going after my Skull Reef? You better not be going for my Skull Reef. Ooh, they might be going for Elysia. Which would be kind of a good get-out-of-jail-free card, for the most part. Crafty Druki. Gotta hate it when your enemies are not only strong enough to keep you sharp, but strong enough to give you second thoughts about what you're doing. Alright, so we got the old ways. Minus 15% construction for all buildings in all regions. Which doesn't hurt. We got a Ruby Ring of Ruin. A Bard.
Lethal grace.
Always good. So Chaplain, you leveled up. So soon we're going to be able to get you onto a Star Dragon and it's going to be awesome. But first we're going to get you some more defense. I cannot wait till we get you Heroic Killing Blow though. 40% armor piercing and 40% weapon damage. For how long? 22 seconds. And if you're mounted on a dragon, that is a lot of damage that you're pumping out. But now since the Druki threat is all but ended, let's have you come back down to the Glittering Tower. And I am going to go... I guess I can go to Flout. I would be able to reach the wreck as is. Maybe I'll just clip the edge of it enough. No. Never mind. I'm going crazy. Again. Let's go up and see what Agnew's doing. Let's grab that Skull Reef because we can. And a Shrieking Blade. Fear and Terror. Not bad. If we swap you back to normal movement, can you reach the Druki? You can. Don't fail us, Agnew. We need you to win this fight. Oh, you're going to win this fight. You cannot fight the naval battles, which is kind of disappointing, because I would love to see the different ships. But that's the end of the Scourge of Khaine. So now, we can have you... Tough choice. We're going to send you up here for this fell cargo at the very least. Then we might have you swing back down through the islands. I don't know where the next ritual sites are going to be, which is kind of disturbing. We do have the Dragon Army of Anarian, or Dragon Armor, not Army, of Anarian quest, so if I can get some White Lines of Shrace into my army, we can continue that one on. So after this, I will dock up in one of the cities, and we will see about getting that done. And Juriel has a Vinter, orchards, and all the beautiful elven wine that you could ever drink. On that note, we're not going to do that right now. We're making 780 gold per turn. No, I'm going to save that second slot for an elven embassy, which requires level 3. And we're going to be getting the Glittering Tower. Well, the Glittering Tower Lighthouse, I should say. I always screw that up. Someone's going to have to, like, zap me inside the head and stop me from screwing up. Which probably won't work, but still. And then eventually we are going to get Lothern upgraded to a Spired Citadel, giving it a massive amount of garrison. 2 additional Eagle Claw Bolt Throwers, 3 Dragon Princes, a Noble, 4 Sword Masters of Hoeth, 2 White Lions of Shrace, 2 Great Eagles, a Moon Dragon, and 5 Lothern Seaguard units with shields. Yikes. You add that to the fact that I think some of these other buildings that we have give us some garrison? Maybe? I might be going crazy. But in essence, it drops a lot of the bad things in here and gives us dragons and other terrifying monsters to deal with anything that decides it wants to go after Lothern. But we're falling slightly behind on way fragments, which is worrying. So we're going to have to take care of that. But we'll be doing that next turn. And probably next episode, because that's a pretty good place to end it for this week, guys. So, if you liked the video, please consider hitting that like button. If you'd like to join up with the 232, possibly see your name pop up in one of these Let's Plays, or just to be part of our community, hit that subscribe button, and make sure to turn your notifications on so you don't miss when a new video comes out. And remember, guys, life is a game, so play to win. And until next time, take care.